Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopasantaye. Yasyadvarada Vaktradhya Parishadhya Parasatam Vignam Nignanti Tatatam Vishvaksenam Tamasriye. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Prapanna Parijataya Stotra Vetraikapanaye Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya Geeta Mrita Duhe Namaha. With Bhagavan's grace, we came up to Slokam number 13. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarva vibhagasaha tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram avyayam. To that point we came. It is everything that is here, as he said in the previous Slokam, I manifest myself controlling the nature through my deluding power, right? The previous Slokam. So everything, including the Chaturvarnyam, everything is Bhagavan only. Okay? Please remember that. It is not separate from him. Now going to Slokam number 14. He who understands that actions do not attach to me and that I do not desire the results of actions is not bound by action. So when you can see Bhagavan in everything, then you find that the witness, that entity that is there, is really not involved in any action. It's not attached to actions. And therefore does not desire any results from the actions also. When you come to that state of awareness, Bhagavan says, then you are not bound by actions. Na mam karmani limpanti na me karma place praha iti mam yaha abhijanati karma bihi na sa badhyate. Na mam karmani limpanti na me karma phale praha iti mam yobhijanati karma bihi na sa badhyate. The words padangal are na mam karmani limpanti na me karma phalehe spruha iti mam yaha abhijanati karma bihi na sa badhyate. Karmani, the actions, mam, my, na limpati, do not attach, do not hold on to. Me, for me, karma pale, the results, the rewards, the fruits of action, spruha, there is no desire for that. Iti, thus, mam, myself, yaha who abhijanati, understands or knows, and better than understand is the word knows, abhijanati, who knows me as one whom the actions do not attach to, and then also who has no desires for results from actions, whoever knows me like this, saha, he, karma bihi, for him, karma bihi, by actions, na badhyate, is not bound. He is not bound by actions. Na mam karmani limpanti na me karma phale spruha iti mam yobhijanati karma bihi na sa bhajyate. 15. Seeking freedom from action, because we are all bound by action, right? So how do we get free from action? But not by giving up action. You cannot do that. Therefore, how do you get freedom from action? So seeking from freedom from action, many people carried out their actions in the past in this manner, knowing it is only the nature's tendencies that perform action. Therefore, you do your allotted work in the same way. So know that very important lesson is, we are not doing the actions. That's an important teaching we must take from Bhagavan. The actions are actually doing us. The natural impulses that we have by the various combinations compel us and impel us and push us and pull us and continuously into action. So once we understand it's a nature's impulses that are performing the actions, then I am really separate from it. Then you are free from action, is what Bhagavan says. Evam nyatva kritam karma purverapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva tasmat tvam purvaihi purvataram kritam. Evam nyatva kritam karma purverapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva tasmat tvam purvehe purvataram kritam. Okay, this is number 15. Okay, so evam thus, nyatva knowing thus, evam nyatva knowing thus, mumukshubhihi. Mumukshubhihi is the one who are interested in moksha, and we talked about what moksha meant, right, earlier on. And so one who are pursuing and desirous of attaining moksham or mumukshubhihi, right? And those people, they carried out the knowing this, purvaihi api, our ancestors, okay, many people in the past, karmaha, let me give you the words, I'm moving ahead of myself. Evam nyatva krutam karma purvehe api mumukshubhihi kuru karma eva tasmat tvam purvehe purvataram kritam. Those are the parangal and words. So evam nyatva, knowing thus, mumukshubhihi, people desirous of embracing the indweller, desirous of reaching the awareness of moksham, where there is no decline, which means with the one with unconditional love. Those people, purvaihi api, earlier on, our ancestors who were like this, karma, action, kritam, they did that. Okay, karma, kritam, they did action this way. Tasmat, therefore, tvam, you, purvaihi, purvataram kritam. Purvaihi means our ancestors. Purvataram kritam, the way they did the actions. Karma eva, in the same way. Karma eva, action only. Kuru, do. You do your actions in the same way. Our ancestors who have shown us the way now, doing the action this way, without desiring the results of the action, surrendering everything to me, and understanding that it's only the nature's tendencies that perform the actions. Understanding with this perspective, you do the action the way it was done by many people in the past. You're giving the command that you must do your action. You cannot escape it. In order to get free from action, you must do it the right way. You must do it. Evam nyatva kritam karma purverapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva tasmat tvam purve purvataram kritam. Then question comes. Bhagavan explains further what is work, what is not work, what is action, what is actionless state, etc. Okay? Number 16, Bhagavan says, even the learned people are confused. What is action and what is actionlessness? When we talked about, for example, in 14, Bhagavan says, who knows me as a person to whom action is not attached to, right? We don't understand what is action not being attached to. That means actionless state, right? That one get confused. Even the learned people, the scholars get confused what action is and what actionlessness is. I will explain to you what action is, knowing which you will be free from all harms. That's what Bhagavan teaches or says in the next slokam. Number 16. Kim karma, kim akarma iti kavayoho api yatra mohitaha. Kim karma, kim akarma iti kavayoho api atra mohitaha. Tat te karma pravakshyami. Yen nyatva mokshayase subhat. Kim karma kim akarmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha. Tat te karma pravakshyami. Yen nyatva mokshayase subhat. Words Patangal asks, Kim karma, kim akarma iti, kavayoho api atra mohitaha, tat te karma pravakshyami, yet jnatva mokshayasi asubhat. Okay, the words are very simple. I think you would have caught the meaning by now. Kim, what? Karma, action. What is action? Kim, what? Akarma, what is actionlessness? Iti, thus. Kavayoho, the learned people. Kavayoho api, even the learned. Atra, in this subject matter, in this knowledge. Atra, mohitaha, they get confused. Tat te karma pravekshyami. Yet jnatva. Okay. So we take yet, which one, jnatva, knowing or understanding, asubhat, from all sins and all harms, mokshayasi, get released. That karma, action, pravakshyam, te, to you, pravakshyami, I will teach. Knowing which, by doing which action, knowing about action, by which knowledge you will you get freed from all harmful effect, all harms and all sins. That action I will teach you. Okay? Kim karma kim akarmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshyami yajñatva mokshayase subhat. Number 17. You must understand the actions that are to be done. You must also understand the actions that are prohibited. You must also know the awareness that is actionless. The ways of action are mysterious and awesome indeed. Now, action, we think we take work very lightly. It is not so. It is actually a very mysterious and awesome pathway. Once we need to understand that carefully, right? We know no work is small, no work is cheap, and no work is to be discarded. Everything is actually worship, and even the smallest work, even the sweeping the floor, for example, if we get that work to do, we must do it in such a way that we have become aware of Bhagavan, who's the indweller, who's within us. It's a very important teaching. The ways of action are mysterious and awesome indeed. Okay, please remember that. The slokam is Karmano hyapi bodhavyam cha vikarmanah akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. Please remember that. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam cha vikarmanah akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. Karmanah, birds are karmanah, he, api, bodhavyam cha vikarmanah, akarmanah cha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. Okay, very important. Now, karmanah he api, all the actions that are prescribed and to be done, bodhavyam, they need to be understood. You must know. Vikarmanaha, actions that are prohibited, that you should not do, that also cha and bodhavyam, to be understood. You must know them. Akarmanaha cha, that the actionlessness state. What is actionless? There are actions to be done, actions to be prohibited, and there is a state where there is no action, actionlessness need. That also bodhavyam, you must know.
Karmanaha gati gahana. Gahano gati karmata. Gahana karmano gatihi. Karmanaha gatihi gahana. Karmanaha gati. The ways of work, ways of actions, gahana, is not easily understood. It's mysterious and it is awesome. It is both mysterious as well as awesome. Okay, one needs to apply vinayam and shraddha and persevere and be committed and sincerely approach the subject. Then only it will reveal itself. Okay, what this work is and what the pathway of the work is, where does it lead, etc. Okay, so gahana karmano gatihi, very important to remember. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam cha vikarmanah akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. Number 18. Bhagavan again describes. So there is actions to be done, actions prohibited, then there is an actionlessness, akarmanaha. That he goes further and explains, tying up all the things he has taught us so far. Beautifully he is tying that. Okay, again repeats so that we understand. He says, he who experiences the actionless in action and action in the actionless is the wisest among men. He has attached himself to divinity. He has concluded all actions that need to be done. Okay. Slokam. Karmanya karmanaha ya pasyet akarmani cha karmayaha sa buddhiman manushyeshu sa yuktaha krishna karmakrit. Karmanya karmaha ya pasyet akarmani cha karmayaha sa buddhiman manushyeshu sa yuktaha krishna karmakrit. Padangal, words are karmani akarma yaha pasyete. Akarmani cha karma yaha pasyete. Sa buddhiman manushyeshu sa yuktaha krishna karmakrit. Karmani yaha who, karmani in action, akarma pasyete, sees actionless state, the actionlessness in action, who sees it? Yaha who, akarmani in actionless, pasyete karmaha, sees the action, saha, he, manushyeshu, among all human beings, buddhiman, is exalted, is a wise person, man of wisdom. Saha, he, yuktaha, is also, yuktaha means attached himself to the indweller. Yuktaha, very strongly he is holding on to the lotus feet and he's attached himself to divinity. You cannot separate him. Yuktaha, he is joined there. And saha, Krishna karma krita. For him, all the Krishna karma krita, all the action that need to be done by him have already been done. Okay? Krishna karma krita. Okay. Slokam is Karmanya karmayaha pasyete akarmani cha karmayaha sa buddhiman manushyeshu sa yukta krishna karma krita. Number 19. He whose actions are devoid of the pulse of desire and whose bondage to action is eliminated by his embracing the indweller is called a pandita, a scholar, by the wise. So here is one definition of pandita comes. And another definition will be given later by Bhagavan, but it's already come in Sankhya Yoga. And there's another definition of pandita. So when we call somebody pandita, you must be very careful. This is how Bhagavan addresses it. Okay, one who is not pulled by desires of results of action, and one who is free freed himself from bondage of action by embracing the indweller, he is called a Pandita. Yasya sarve samarambaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni dagdha karmanam tam ahu panditam udaha. The wise people call him as Pandita, what Bhagavan says. Yasya sarve samarambaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni dagdha karmanam tam ahu panditam buddhaha. The words or padangal are Yasya sarve samarambaha. Very important, beautiful word. Samarambaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnana agni dagdha karmanam tam ahuhu panditam buddhaha. Yasya, whose, sarve, all, samarambaha. Now, arambam means beginning, okay? And sama arambam means something that becomes one with the beginning. Whenever we begin an action, we think that is where the action begins. No, it's actually a continuum. Our beginning of any given action is a result of something else that we did. So it's a continuum. So here he's talking about samarambaha is another way to look at all the actions that we do. Okay? Sarve samarambaha, all actions. Kama sankalpa varjitaha. Kama, the desire. Desire to do the action. Okay? Now, if I don't have the desire to do the action, I'll still be compelled to do it by the natural impulses. Therefore, once I understand it, I will not have any desire. It will automatically take place by itself. Second desire is desire from the result of the action. That is where I have to be extra careful, because then I need to offer that to Bhagavan. So, those two types of desires are there. The desire to do the action as well as desire of the result from the action. The first one is easy once you understand. Second one is definitely can be got by practice. No problem. So, kama varjitaha, giving up the desire. And sankalpam. Now, when we go and take sankalpam before you do any puja and all that, what does it mean? Sankalpam means basically, in colloquial terms, a promise, commitment that you make. And so, when you say, I will do this and undertake this action, that's a sankalpam. Even that you give up, varjitaha, okay, the absence of. Now, how can you make all these absent and give up? Jnana agni dagdha karmanam. The jnana agni dagdha karmanam. Jnana agni here, as we saw earlier in one of the teachings, is nothing but mental tapas. Mentally, I seek the Lord, and in whatever form, whatever name that appeals to me. One name and one form, that's all that you should always have. The name and form must correspond to each other. I cannot think of, use the word Krishna and think of Rama. It does not work. You have to think the name and the form have to match each other, and you pick one form and one name that appeals to you the most, and mentally you think of that, and that is and slowly that process itself will become an agni, will become a fire, where your desires will get pulverized. And from there, slowly the jnana will come, which is that knowledge of I am doing this as an agent for Bhagavan, not for me. And that practice of embracing the indweller, the practice of embracing the indweller is the jnana agni. In that way, basically, they become pulverized in that. Then that's how the kamam and the sankalpam become varjitaha. Okay? So, with that practice and awareness and attitude, the actions that are done with that attitude, they become jnanagni dagdha karmanam. Okay, those actions. So what happens to them when so yasya, whose actions are like this? Okay, the beginning word is yasya. Tam, him, that person, buddhaha, the wise people, panditam, he is the pandita, ahu, they call him, they address him as pandita. Okay, That's the title they give him. Yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagni karmanam tamahuhu panditam buddhaha. Bhagavan told Arjuna that, like the way the ancestors did, you do the actions allotted to you, right? And he also cautions him, there are actions to be done and actions to be avoided. And you must also be aware of the actionless witness that is there. How do you do that? Jnana Agni Karmanam. You become a Pandita is what he's saying. Okay? Slokam number 20. He does his action. Okay? The person who's like this, the Pandita, does his action unattached to its results. He is ever contented and does not seek anything else other than the indweller. Immersed in his actions with this attitude, he really does not do any action at all. The actions take place by themselves. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing to witness. The actions happen. Whether you do them or not, they happen through your body and your mind and all that. So, the Pandita does not do any action at all, really. They happen by themselves, okay? Because he is always immersed in the indweller. He does his action unattached to its results. He is ever contented and does not seek anything else other than the indweller. Immersed in his actions with this attitude, he really does not do any action at all. Tyakva karmapala sangam nityatripto nirasrayaha karmanyapi pravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. Tyakva karmapala sangam nityatripto nirasrayaha karmanyapi abhipravritta karmanyapi pravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. The padangal are Tyakva karma pala karma pala sangam nitya triptaha nirasrayaha karmani abhi pravrittaha api karmani abhi pravrittaha api na eva kinchit karoti saha. Saha, he, the Panditan, whom Bhagavan is talking about, right? Karmapala Sangam, the results of all the actions. The Sangam means attaching to the results of the actions, attaching to the results of the action. What happens to him? Tyaktva, he gives it up. He is not attached to the results of action. That's what it means. Not only that, Saha Nitya Triptaha. He is ever contented. Whatever action he does it as an offering, as worship. Work is worship. That's attitude. With that attitude, when you do, you're always contented. You're no longer worried about whether it's failure or a success. You're no longer worried about whether it got done on time or it got delayed or it did not get done at all. You just do it. That feeling of contentment. Nitya Triptaha. And Nirasrayaha. Saha Nirasrayaha. Now, Nirasrayaha here is not attached to anything else. It's only because he's already embracing the indweller. That's the only way you can get this attitude, is to embrace the indweller. Through Jnana Agni, that's the only approach you can do. So, Nirasrayaha, when you're attached to Bhagavan, when you're embracing and thinking of the Lord in your mind, automatically you will not have desire for anything else. And then automatically you will be contented. And automatically you'll be doing the actions without worrying about the results. So when he does like that, karmani abhipravrittaha api. So saha karmani, in action, abhipravrittaha api. Even though he is engaged in actions, even though he is doing all the actions that come to him, kinchit, nothing, not even one, na karoti eva. He is not doing anything at all. He is not really doing any action. He just The actions take place by themselves. He's detached himself from the doership. Okay? Tyaktva karma pala sangam nityatripto nirasrayah karmani abhipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. With that, with Bhagavan grace, we'll close for today. The time is up. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.